I'm sure they'll notice my new tie. Come on, babe. We're guys. We don't compliment each other's attire. All right, I'll tell them about it. Love you. Bye. Oh. God dang it. Asian fish invasives. Let's talk about it. Breaking news. Humanity's fantastic missteps and invasive fish species are making waves, mostly the bad ones, across Asia. I'm Jesse, your local correspondent, here to bring you the juiciest, scaliest details. So let's dive in. In Thailand, invasive fish species like the black-chin tilapia are turning local ecosystems into a chaotic, fishy free-for-alls. These tilapias, often introduced for aquaculture or ornamental purposes, quickly outcompeted native species for their resources. Picture a dinner party where one uninvited guest eats all the snacks, except here the snacks are the insects, algae, and smaller fish. But wait, that's not all, folks. Add human activities like overfishing and habitat destruction into the mix, and a native fish don't stand a chance. Dams and waterway changes, they're cutting off migration routes like the aquatic version of a road closed sign. It's not just an environmental issue, it's a fishy fiasco, my friends. In Indonesia, the exotic aquarium trade is booming, but not without some seriously shady practices. Cyanide fishing is a technique where divers squirt cyanide into coral reefs to stun fish for easy capture. The result? You get a new pet clownfish, and the coral reef gets a death sentence. It's like cutting down the rainforest to grab a sloth. It's destructive and unnecessary. If you combine that with the invasive species brought in for aquaculture, and Indonesia's rich marine biodiversity is under siege, let's not forget human pollution, which is basically the final boss of the environmental problems. We're taking trashy rivers, plastic-choked reefs, and confused fish trying to eat microplastics instead of, food. People are so stupid. In Malaysia, invasive fish like arowanas and suckermouth catfish are making a splash, the bad kind. In local ecosystem, arowanas, prized for their dragon-like appearance, have been released into the wild by irresponsible owners. Once free, they bully native species like aquatic schoolyard bullies, eating smaller fish and disrupting the delicate balance of the ecosystem. I preach this all the time on my channel, Tommy. I don't think anybody listens. But anyways, as if that weren't enough, human activities like deforestation and water pollution are turning the rivers and lakes into fish-unfriendly zones. Think of it like a party where someone trashed the snacks, spilled the drinks, and played bad music. Nobody's thriving in that scenario. Let's move over to Japan, for God's sakes. Why not? In Japan, koi are national treasures and symbols of luck until they escape into the wild and wreak havoc. These vibrant carp are escape artists, often finding their way into natural waterways where they uproot vegetation and stir up sediment. It's like inviting a professional gardener to your home, only to have them dig up your lawn. Human activities like urbanization and river damming exacerbate the problem, limiting the flow of the water and blocking migration paths for native fish. Invasive species like largemouth bass, introduced for sport fishing, are also chomping their way through Japan's delicate aquatic food web. It's an underwater disaster movie, and the locals are not thrilled about it. And I wouldn't be either. Every time I do one of these segments, I just get... Let's talk about China. Why not? China is grappling with one of the most notorious invaders, the snakehead fish. These apex predators are terrifying. They can breathe air, slither on land, and outcompete the native species like they are auditioning for a horror movie. Snakeheads were originally introduced into aquaculture, but have since become aquatic outlaws. Combine that with the pollution, overfishing, and habitat destruction, and China's waterways are becoming a hostile environment for native fish. Picture a crowded city with no rules and limited food. That's the current state of many Chinese rivers and lakes. But let's talk about the bigger picture, shall we? Human interference. invasive species, and human interference. Ecological chaos across Asia. Between the black-chinned tilapia, the snakeheads, and the free-spirited koi, native species are left gasping for air. Literally. Add cyanide, fishing, pollution, and dams to the mix, and you've got the recipe for a full-blown aquatic crisis and disaster.